pretty mainstream deck right now. It's gotten second place at our last 2 opens, both in Dallas and LA.
Yep.
Yeah, but hasn't taken down a crown yet.
Yeah, all right. So Anthony is on the draw. He has a Judge's Familiar. Erik, who was on the play, now has a Frostborn Weird.
Yeah, so in this matchup, we saw this matchup almost play out a couple rounds ago. We saw Mono Blue versus Naya Devotion, which was very similar to the Red-White Devotion deck. In that one, we saw it. I'm trying to say how the games played out.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
wow, this is a
very great start for him, though.
Yeah. In general, I think Erik has a great matchup against Mono Blue Devotion because, normally Master Waves is the problematic card,
right?
But Erik actually has Chain Through the Rocks to stop it.
Yeah, Chain Through the Rocks to stop it, and in this game, he just might not care.
Yeah.
He has so much aggression on the board already.
I mean, the Purphoros is already active, which is something you don't see very often, a turn 3 active Purphoros.
Yeah, Purphoros being online this early is already
just really
just
good.
8. I mean, it's just so much power worth of creatures.
It really is. I mean, this is probably one of the better draws Erik's deck could get. Now he could just, I mean, if he has a Stormbred Dragon, he can just play Stormbred Dragon and essentially close out the game already, you know?
So to recap here, Erik on turn 4 makes a 4th land. He is going to go ahead and commit a Boros Reckoner onto the board. That'll trigger off his Purphoros. His board is now Purphoros, Boros Reckoner, Burning Emissary, and Frostburn Weird. So we have full devotion of 8. And he's going to swing at Anthony, who just has a Judge's Familiar and a Thassa, and
he's going to take 5
has
damage
to
from
chump.
the attack. Yeah, this is because with the extra mana, he just pumped his team.
Right, with the extra mana. So,
Master Waves.
Yeah, this is a great draw from Lowry. Also, what he had Judge's Familiar into Thassa into Master of Waves.
Yeah, pretty good draw. Yeah.
Yeah, Master Waves. The pro red part will be relevant, but it's hard to come back from behind with blue and. This is a board where he's pretty far behind.
Yeah, I mean, if Erik has another spell here, it's probably going to be enough. Let's see. He might not even need another spell. He could just keep pumping his... Oh, wow.
Fanatic Amogus for 9 and 11. That will put Anthony down to 1.
And then with Boros Reckoner...
it's hard to not deal damage to Boros Reckoner.
1, 2... Yeah, it's just pump.
Pump the team,
and
swing the team,
yeah,
and that's lethal.
It's lethal. All right, so Lowry will be down a game already. I mean, it's 3 minutes into the round.
So just confirming, yeah, he took 9, and I thought 2 more. It was at 12. He took 9 off the Fanatic, 2 more off the Purphoros.
Yeah, he should be on 3. He could block, and can wait. I don't even think Lowry can survive this turn. I mean, even if he could survive this turn, if those life totals aren't updated correctly, how is he going to come back?
He's not going to win off this board. I mean, he's dead to a creature.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah. It was lethal there. Nothing Anthony could have done. So already going to sideboard. And if Erik Smith looks familiar, maybe you have a Goblin token of his at home.
That's true. Erik, our invitational champion. So now he joined Cedric in having a Goblin token made of himself.
And I remember Cedric's post on Erik's article. Cedric said he's now proud to have the 2nd coolest Goblin token. So that was pretty awesome. A really nice comment from Cedric. So I was so happy when he won with that. But let's focus on this, all right?
All right.
Game 1, Erik annihilated Lowry. Lowry got a pretty good draw. Wasn't even close to Erik's draw.
No, the red-white Devotion deck is more explosive when it gets its explosive draws, and they're really hard for the blue deck to contain.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Lowry's sideboard, and there's like no card I see that I'm like, wow, this card is going to really destroy Erik. If you look at it, okay, domestication, sure, we'll bring that in.
Right, there you go.
Besides for domestication, what is he going to bring in? A Mizian skin, maybe?
He could bring in a Voyage's End, maybe, possibly.
And, none of these cards are really like, oh, Erik, if I'm Erik right now, I'm not going to be like, I'm really afraid of this Voyage's End. But on the other hand, Erik's got some cards that he wants to bring in against Lowry, right?
He can have the full set of Chain to the Rocks, which he'll do.
Yeah.
Outside of that, he can board in a Last Breath. It's a little counter to his strategy, but it does deal with a lot of things.
It does.
It's another white removal spell.
A Night Veil Spectre, Frostburn Weird.
Yeah. So he has access to a lot more removal. He could also be playing Mizium Mortars. He does have 2 in the main. I don't know if he'll go up on that.
Yeah, probably not. But definitely the Last Breath, definitely more of the Chain Through the Rocks. So I think I want to say that Erik's definitely favored in this matchup, even if he wasn't up a game. But considering he's up a game, it's definitely even more in his favor. Lowry, on the other hand, is playing Mono Blue Devotion. And we saw Mono Blue Devotion, you could get a lot of good draws. You really could. Mono Blue Devotion, you could go turn 1 Cloudfin Raptor, turn 2 Frostburn Weird, turn 3 Night Veil Spectre or Thassa, all of a sudden you have a really strong board presence. And if Erik does kind of stumble, doesn't draw his removal, maybe Lowry could, steal 2 games in a row.
Yeah, I think if Erik doesn't get those explosive starts, if they just play fair, I think Lowry's a little bit of a favorite there.
I see what you're saying. Erik does have a lot of removal, though, and Lowry does really need like a bunch of those pieces to be together. Lowry will be on the play this game, which will definitely help.
Right.
But in general, I like Red-White Devotion's matchup against
I do like this matchup.
Yeah, and I think Erik's deck is pretty well suited for the metagame today here. I think maybe his worst matchup might be an Esper deck that's kind of geared to beat him.
Yeah, well, Esper can be good against it. One of the tougher matchups for the deck also is the Boros deck going the other way, the white aggro deck.
Oh, sure.
That was really difficult. We saw that play out in the LA finals.
Oh, we did, yeah. And, I think it was 2-0, Ben won? Or,
yeah, I believe, Lundqvist took it in 2.
Yeah, so...
But, I mean, Red-White Devotion is a very powerful deck.
It really is. And we saw Erik with that great draw game 1. We'll see how things play out for game 2. And Lowry, one of our writers for Star City Games. Erik, I think, wrote an article after the Invitational. So if you guys are fans of either of these guys, you guys want to check out their stuff, it's on the select side of Star City. And if you don't have premium, you guys could win premium later today and tomorrow. So stay with us. How many? What are we giving away? A lot of months of premium.
Yep, progressively more months of premium. This evening, we'll be giving away 3 months of Star City Premium in our top 8.
All right,
That'll be in a few hours, so...
Yeah, and now remember, if you guys are not qualified for any of the invitationals yet, the next invitational is in Las Vegas, December 14th, the weekend of December 14th, the 13th, 14th, 15th. You guys could go to an IQ, a super IQ, come to one of the opens. Next week by my house, there's an elite IQ.
Yeah, there's plenty.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a list of the IQs on the Star City Games
towards
website.
The right.
Towards the right.
Yeah.
You can see the invitational qualifiers symbol, and that'll let you know how to get to the invitational in Las Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Vegas, what stays in Vegas, what goes in Vegas, I don't know the saying.
What happens in Vegas?
What happens in Vegas normally stays in Vegas, but here, what happens in Vegas leaves Vegas. You're leaving with the trophy, the prize money, and of course, your face on a token. What token would you make
if I could make one? That's a good question. Pack rat token.
Pack rat token.
No.
No, nobody would want to play with you.
I know. Just have them sitting around and be like, oh man, I hated that thing.
Yeah. All right. So now I want to know on the mulligan. Going to 6, Erik going to 6, Lowry going to 6. Who's favorite?
I think mulligans are better for Lowry's deck. I think the more cards that come when Erik's decks come together, I think they do something that's more powerful than more powerful. But I think you need to have all those pieces come together for the deck to work. Okay. Otherwise, you're kind of playing Ash Zealot into Boros Reckoner, which is good but not great. I think the standalone cards that Lowry has, the cards like Thassa, Master, Nightveil Spectre, need less help to be good.
Ooh, okay. So Erik's going to 5, it looks like. I believe Lowry's going to keep. I see 3 islands, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're on 6, you're not going to mulligan a hand with 3 islands.
Right. Especially when you mulligan, what you want to see is lands, not spells.
Exactly. Yeah. Just any combination of land spell, 2 and 4, 3 and 3, 4 and 2 on the other side. Even 5 and 1.
Yeah, as long as the 5 is land.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you're definitely going to keep there. So, all right. So Erik will be on the draw, and he'll be on 5. So we'll see what happens here. Now, who are you doing coverage with in Vegas? Do you know?
I know it is posted. I will get back to you on that. I will get back to you on that.
Mateus like, whoever I do it with. Not a big deal. But what else is going on in Vegas besides the Invitational, besides the Opens? It's another Madness giveaway. All right? If you love Mythic Rares, if you love Modern in general, if you want to get a foil Tarmogoyf, try your luck in Vegas. All right, so there's a Frostborn Weird from Lowry. And there's an Ash Zealot from Erik.
And Lowry with plenty of lands here. That will be helpful.
Nightveil Spectre's so good. It's played in Vintage, too. That's how good it is.
Well, it gets better. As the cards you steal get better, it gets better.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's really playing in Legacy, right? It seems like it should be.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Ooh, Ash Zealot.
That's going to be hard to cast.
Yeah, probably not going to cast that anytime soon. So Lowry with his 4th island passes the turn.
Both players have done a good job of building a lot of devotion right now.
Yeah, so Lowry with 2 islands. And did you make out what that blue spell in his hand was?
Not positive.
Yeah, it looks like could it possibly a curse right there? Yeah, could be a curse. All right, so he'll
negate.
Oh, negate.
Yeah,
Wow.
so he's boarded in a negate out of the board.
Okay. Yeah, he does have the 1 negate in the sideboard. So Night Veil Spectre will get in for 2 more, and oh, that's really good.
So now he can cast. He can cast the Ash.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. I wonder if he notices it. Yeah. I think he just caught on. Yeah, he has a devotion of 2 to red.
Exactly.
He's gonna go ahead and cast the Ash Salad.
I like how we were joking around. Like, yeah, he's gonna cast that, and he actually does. So,
all right.
Erik draws a chain to the rocks. I think he's got to get rid of that Night Veil Spectre. However, Lowry has that negate.
Yeah, the negate's going to see full value here.
Yeah, pretty crazy game so far. I think things have been going well for Lowry. You know, he hits the Ash Zealot, then he hits the Shrine, and he has the negate for, possibly this chain to the rocks that Erik's going to try to cast this turn. Do you think Erik makes any attack here first? Just with the Reckoner?
Yeah,
seems like a double block probably happen here, right? It gives a first strike. So
yeah, it gives it first. Yeah, the double block here.
So 2 will go on this.
Well, hold on. He shouldn't. This is bad.
Yeah,
if
really
Anthony
bad.
can't make this block,
Yeah.
if Erik gives Boros Reckoner first strike, then Boros Reckoner will first strike 3 onto Frostburn Weird. It'll take 2 off Ash Zealot and then deal 2 more to Frostburn Weird, and it'll just eat the Weird.
Yeah, I think Lowry's actually thinking about this. He has both in his hand. He's like, wait a minute, is this going to work in my favor or not in my favor?
Combat math with Boros Reckoner is hard.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know. All right, I think he's going to do it.
So basically, the Reckoner is just going to live.
The Reckoner's just going to eat the Frostburn Weird.
Yeah, the Frostburn is just going to hit the bin, and there's nothing Lowry could do about it except not double block.
Yeah, this is the same as chumping with Frostburn Weird.
Yeah, so 2 of the first strike damage will go there. So first strike 3, 1, yeah. So Anthony does not want to make this block here. I don't think.
All right, it looks like he figured it out and said take 3 after a long time.
So he takes it. And
we got there.
Oh, there's a Fanatic.
Well, the race that had used to be close is no longer close. Anthony will drop to 8 off this Fanatic of Mogus.
And is Erik going to hold the chain to the rocks there? I feel like he should go for it on a Night Veil Spectre now. Like, what else is he worried about? A Master?
A Master.
He's just like, Master's too bad. I can't have this.
Night Veil Spectre's not actually winning Anthony the game right now.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on to it. Let him take your cards.
All right.
What's he gonna do?
So there's another island from Lowry.
Well, getting a little flooded here now.
Yeah, definitely a bit flooded for Lowry. He's going to really need to hit something good here. Things were going pretty well for him.
I would think this game it looked really good for Lowry. I thought the early game played out really nicely for him. I think he's hit a little too many lands right now, and it's catching up to him.
Yeah, it really is. Again, the blue deck doesn't really have a big spell besides for Cyclonic Rift.
Yeah, Cyclonic Rift has a lot of Thassa and Mutavault activations.
Lowry doesn't attack with Night Veil Spectre? That's interesting.
Well, he wants to block Ash Zealot, I suppose.
I think the only way Lowry's going to win this game is by getting lucky with that Night Veil Spectre.
Yeah.
And now that he's able to cast spells if he hits it because
he can cast anything red.
Yeah, and he has access to 4 red mana. I feel that Lowry just needed to take that chance.
Lowry's hand is negate and all islands.
Yeah. Because you don't want to trade away your Night Veil Spectre. Your Night Veil Spectre is pretty much your only source to come out of this game.
Right now he has no good answer for the Boros Reckoner, so that'll put him down to 5. It leaves him dead to a lot of things, a Fanatic of Mogus, for example. It probably leaves him dead to a Perforos and then a Stormbreath Dragon as well.
Sure.
These are things that aren't all exactly lethal, but they're all very close.
Yeah. All right, so now Erik is in a tank. He's really thinking about what does he want to attack with. Lowry is only on 8 life, and when your opponent's on 8 life and you have a Boros Reckoner, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's very hard to block. I'm wondering if Anthony is debating triple blocking the Boros Reckoner.
Yeah, now...
I mean, he can't afford to do that, then the Reckoner just kills him.
The other thing I'm surprised with is that, okay, so it was a Burning Tree Emissary that was drawn. I'm really surprised Erik is not going for a Chain to the Rocks because he knows Lowry doesn't have the Master of Waves.
But he might draw it.
He knew that he didn't have it last turn either.
Yeah, but he might draw it.
Yeah, I mean, but...
He might draw something else you need to change the rocks. Like, Erik is so far ahead on this board, he doesn't need to change to the rocks. I think if the chain was lethal right now, he'd go for it.
Sure.
But there's just no reason to do it yet.
Okay, so there's another island from Lowry. And now I think at this point, Lowry has to try to get lucky and try to hit something really good from from the top of Erik's deck here.
Yeah, I am surprised that didn't happen last turn.
Yeah, really. Lowry's doing some math, but I don't know what math this is. Maybe he's just, pretending to do some math here. I do believe that Night Veil Spectre should get in. He's just going to pass the turn.
Yeah, I think he has decided that he needs the Night Veil Spectre to block.
I would at least play my land there for Lowry. Just holding all those lands, it's not really going to bluff or anything. There's a Poperos there.
Yeah, you don't need that many lands to bluff with. Yeah, so Perforos is down for Erik.
And you know what? If Lowry would have attacked, he actually would have had it on his side of the table, and it would have been active.
Yes, they would have had an active.
I mean,
he would have had an active Perforos on his side of the table. Yes, that is true.
Yeah, and I'm really curious on why Lowry stopped attacking with the Night Veil Spectre. Regardless, that was the decision he made. He'll now play a Frostborn Weird and probably play an island at this point. Holding all those lands is not going to do too much for you. And at this point, it's just Erik just has to sit there and he'll eventually win this game.
Yeah, it'll just draw creatures.
Yeah, it's just.
Yep, actually, that's 2.
Yep.
Lowry's down to 6.
You're on 6.
And if he can get 2 attackers off, this is lethal. He can swing all 6 creatures, and it is lethal.
Pump. Yeah, it's just lethal on board right here. I mean, is Erik really going to play around anything?
Well, and it's even more because the Reckoner is going to deal additional damage.
Sure. So if I was Erik, I would just swing with everything. You have a free activation. He's only swinging with those 2. Erik's
just playing it very safe. I think he believes it's pretty hard for him to lose here, so he's just going to be conservative with the game.
Sure. Yeah, that's definitely a reasonable argument to look at it this way.
It's like one winning line versus another winning line.
Okay. I mean, there's no combination of draws, really, right? Lowry would have to draw something really good, and he would have to...
It would start with a Cyclonic Rift. No, that wouldn't even be good because then he'd Perforos and just burn him out. Like, he can't even rift his team.
Yeah, he would have to draw something and then hit something from the top of Erik's deck. Will a Stormbreath Dragon do anything here? That would only deal... No, it wouldn't do anything because it couldn't attack that turn because it would be after the
attack.
From Night Veil Spectre. So I think Lowry might be seeing the end of this tournament for him. He is 5-1, so a loss here would push him down to 5-2. Unlikely for him to make top 8 with an 8-2 record. On the other hand, if Erik does close this game out, which it's looking pretty good for him, he'll move up to 6-1. Only about 2 match wins away from top 8. So pretty exciting stuff as the day goes on. So there's a Frostborn Weird, probably going to jump in front of the Boros Reckoner, Anthony thinks. Now, Anthony's a big fan of Chandra, although I know Erik's a big fan of Chandra, but in both decks, there's no Chandra. Obviously, in Lowry's mono blue deck, there's not going to be any Chandra, but he's one to always pump Chandra, And do you like Chandra, or do you think it's just fallen out of favor? Because Erik's not even playing.
You mean Chandra Pyromancer?
Yeah, exactly.
The Pyromancer?
Yeah.
I wasn't the hugest fan of the card to begin with. I think right now, Xenagos really has taken its place
that's
in the
fair.
meta.
Yeah.
So Anthony down to 2. He's dead to any creature from Erik. He's also dead to
the board.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really hard.
He drew a Thassa. Don't think that's going to help that much.
Now he attacks with Night Veil Spectre.
Yeah, there's a temple, and the whole game could have been a bit different. Anthony shows a handful of lands, says good game, and that's it. Anthony Lowry falls to 5-2. Erik Smith up to 6-1.
Yeah, so a very impressive match there from the Red